What up, folks? Once again, it's your boy Tim with another ride sharing video. This one has the prospects to be good news, and I don't bring you good news when it comes to Uber and Lyft too damn often, but I'm gonna try to do it today. As you know, we often say as drivers, we need something new. Not that ride sharing is not a great idea, could be very successful for both the drivers and the riders. It is the unfettered greed of both Uber and Lyft that makes this shit difficult to maintain. So when I say we need something new, we need a different company that can come in, listen to drivers, listen to passengers, and try to, straighten out get some of the gum out of the wax and make it better. I want to run a company by you that I think might be on the cusp of doing just that. And before I get any further into this, subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell. Show your boys some love. I've seen the participation going up, and I do appreciate that. And last but not least, I'm not making shit from this information I'm about to give you on this company. So understand there will be no referral codes or any of that in the description. I will link their website because I want you to check them out. But I don't make a penny for telling you this. It's something someone recommended. I did my homework, and I think it is worthy of you knowing. This company is currently on the West Coast. Now, clearly, Uber and Lyft did not take over the taxi business an entire country at a time. They did it one city at a time, paying off politicians, paying off taxi company owners, things like that, and literally buying their way through each city and locale and market one at a time. A lot of taxi companies push back. Obviously, you're taking people's bread and butter, the way they feed their families, and destroying it. So the taxi companies were pushing back like crazy. But when you got a bunch of money and you can buy out politicians and shit, it's only a matter of time. So the reason I'm bringing that up to you is because that is how Uber has to be taken down. One city at a time. Like I ran a video to you the other day, how New Zealand has just classified their drivers as employees. We don't want to become employees, particularly in the U.S. We'd rather stay independent contractors. But by making drivers employees in New Zealand, that is one way to force that company to treat its drivers better. In America, we may have to take this company down completely. So I'm going to give you a company that actually might put a dent in the business. I want you to check them out. Post your opinions in the comments. We can get a dialogue going. And if you know another company that is like this or doing something similar, please post that. Now, the video I had a few videos back, I talked about, it would be nice to have a company that treats it similar to how a barbershop employee works. Whereas if you're an independent barber or beautician, you pay the landlord of the business you're cutting hair or doing hair in a certain amount of money per week. And then you keep all of the money you make from doing hair. So you pay $200 to the landlord of the business every week, and all of the money you make from cutting hair, you get the pocket. Landlord gets his $200 and you get whatever you make cutting hair. I've suggested that we need that in ride sharing. As a condition of logging into the app every day, maybe they take $15 from you every day. Or maybe they take, $50 a week, or we could play games with the numbers all over the damn place. I'm not saying any number is perfect right now. You'd have to do all your math on that. But I'm just simply saying, give me an upfront flat fee, and then I keep all the earnings. That way, this shit is a lot more copacetic, a lot more transparent. I can make a lot better predictions. Well, there's a company doing this shit. That's who I'm bringing to you. Currently, they are only on the West Coast in the city of Phoenix, Arizona. The name of the company is called HUM, H-U-M. I want you to check them out because they've already stated on their website that they plan to expand into Southern California, the San Diego area. Tucson, Arizona is in their sights, and a few other cities. And on their website, they want prospective drivers like you and I that might not be happy, which is probably every damn body watching this, with Uber and Lyft. Everybody's unhappy. If you believe your city is a town that might benefit from a ride-sharing company like this, which is a company that has an app, and the drivers pay a flat fee to access the app, and they keep all of, according to their website, 100% of the fares you keep 100% of cancellation fees, and you keep 100% of your tips. If I'm correct, we don't even get to keep 100% of our tips with Uber and Lyft. I believe Uber actually got caught stealing tips. It had a settlement because of it. So, but let me know in the comments, do we get to keep all our tips? That's a problem with Uber and Lyft, is that the transparency is bullshit. Meaning that if you take a passenger from point A to point B, when they get out of the vehicle, you know what you earned. You don't know how much that passenger paid. You don't know what Uber's cut is. None of that. So this company is promising transparency from that angle. Meaning that if, and I strongly believe this, that if the passengers knew how much of their fare was being chopped off by Uber or Lyft, I believe a lot more of them would be encouraged to tip. It's just like in the restaurant business. A lot of patrons tip because they know waiters are not making shit. In this business, it's not very clear how much the driver makes. If you are a passenger, you go from point A to point B and you pay $15 for the trip, most passengers have no clue that some drivers may only make $5 to $8 or $9 of that fare. They don't know that. And then obviously the driver got to pay gas and insurance and all of that other shit out of that $9. If they knew that, I strongly believe more passengers would tip. I'm not going to say they all would, but I do believe more of them would tip. So I love the transparency angle that this company is presenting. Here's the parts that I do believe sounds too good to be true. But check out the website, as I am encouraging you to do. I'm going to link it in the description. Like I said, I'm not making shit for telling you this. The company's not paying me or anything. I just did homework based on somebody telling me about this, and I want to present it to you. Like I said, subscribe to the damn channel. Click the notification bell. This is what we talk about. Hopefully we can get a dialogue going on between drivers and maybe hash out some of this shit. But $29.95 per month is what they're claiming on their website is going to be their subscription fee. So as a driver, you pay $29.95 per month, and you keep all of the trips, the fee, the fares, the cancellation fees, the tips, you keep all of that. Now, I'm saying it sounds too good to be true because that is exceptionally low compared to what we are currently paying in ride sharing. Even if you drive part-time as a Uber or Lyft driver, Uber and Lyft are making hundreds of dollars off of you. Anybody out here driving a full 8 hours a day, every single day, Uber or Lyft, whoever you're driving for, is probably making at least $50 to $60 off of you. Because even on Hum's website, now I don't know if this is true. Once again, link it in the comments because this plays into transparency. But on Hum's website, while they're bragging that drivers can keep 100% of the fares, they state on their website that if you drive for Lyft, the drivers only get to keep between 34 and 68% of the fares. In Uber, if you drive for Uber, according to Hum's website, which I'm not saying it's true, I don't know if it is, I want you to let me know in the comments. But they're claiming when you drive for Uber, you're only getting to keep between 28 and 57% of the fares. Is it really that fucking low? Let me know in the comments, because like I said, the transparency is pathetic in the ride sharing business. Is Uber really leaving drivers with only 28 to 57% of the fares? And they got Lyft saying 34% to 68%. I could certainly see 68%. Because that means the company would then be taking 32% of the fare. I absolutely believe Lyft is taking 32% of fares. That I feel confident on, but dropping you down to 28% with Uber, is it that bad? What is your worst trip? Have you ever talked to some of your passengers and asked them how much did you pay and seen something that really pissed you off, that killed your morale? Let me know in the comments, because damn, 28% is pathetic. Other than that, for the driver, or for the passengers, because I'm giving it to you from a driver's aspect, but on the website for Hum, they're also promoting this as a win-win for passengers too, by saying they will never have surge pricing, which is a big worry if you often ride as a passenger on Uber or Lyft, particularly after a game, after a concert, during the busy rush hours. There's this huge surge pricing, which makes it difficult. Let's say you ride an Uber home from work every day or something like that. It is difficult to predict how much you're going to have to pay when they're throwing these wild surges out. You know, I want to go see a concert, and when I come home, I just catch an Uber. Well, how much does it normally cost? Well, the trip home is only 15 miles or whatever. Normally, you could calculate that shit in the taxi world, but in the ride-sharing world with these huge surges, you don't know how much that 15-mile trip is going to cost, because it might end up being a 2, 3, 4, 5 times surge. So with them promising to remove surges, that is a huge benefit to the passenger, which is also why I'm trying to suggest that this might almost be too good to be true. But I'm encouraging, like I said, check out their website, do your homework for yourself, certainly contact them per their website if you believe your city would benefit for this coming there. They're asking for folks to recommend other cities that might be worthy of them going to. If you think there's a market for a ride-sharing company in your town, shit, it doesn't hurt to put it on there. Like I keep saying, Uber did not take over the country, you know, at once. They took it over city by city by city. So get on there, holler at them about your town or whatever the case may be, if that's something that is of interest to you. So other than that, $29.95, like I said, per month seems to be pretty low. The only thing I've seen that I'm not a big fan of on their site is them stating to drivers, another benefit to drivers, that they have the ability to monitor bad driver behavior and penalize unsafe behavior. I don't like that, obviously. Now, clearly, I don't want us out here doing unsafe shit, putting passengers at risk. I get that. But as an independent contractor, the last thing I want people doing is monitoring my driving. If I'm getting pulled over and getting a bunch of tickets or something like that, okay, fine. To stay on the app, you should have a decent driving record. But I don't want them doing things proactively. You know, now it starts to look like Big Brother or an employee-employer relationship. I don't want them sitting around monitoring the GPS and tagging me when I'm going too fast. We already know the rideshare we're in now. When you're going down a highway, the speed limit turns red or some shit like that, or if you need to glance down and check out something really important, the app won't let you do it because the vehicle is moving. So they already have some stuff built in like that. And I'm sure many of you have found that to be a nuisance, to be annoying, that you can't do something because the car is moving at 1 or 2 miles an hour and they're trying to make it so that you're not, I guess, distracted driving or whatever. Leave that shit up to the driver. That's all I'm saying. Leave it up to the driver. I'm not a big fan of that, but just wanted to run this by you guys, folks, and see what you think about this. And last but not least, let me know in the comments, have you heard of any other company that is promising something similar to this, like Hum is, where you're paying a flat fee to log into an app and you get to keep all of your fares? I think this could actually work. However, I do believe $29.95 per month is insanely low. I really think you could probably easily charge almost $20 a day and this would work very well. I mean, think about it. For any of you out there driving more than 4 or 5 hours a day, which would you prefer? Doing the status quo, the shit you're doing now, or pay $20 to Uber or Lyft and you get to keep everything you earn during the time you drive for the day? I think everybody, just about everybody, who drives more than 4 hours a day would rather give the ride-sharing company $20 and then be able to keep everything. Because like I said before, they're keeping a hell of a lot more than that now. If you drive a full day with Uber or Lyft, you're probably making those companies $50 or more per day. Think about it. If you go out and spend a whole day driving and you come home with $150 in your pocket, and we know that the ride-sharing companies are keeping at least 25 to 30% of the fares minimum. Well, if you got $150 and that's only 75% of what you actually earn, how much did they get? So I think it's pretty clear that's $50. They would have made $50 off of that. So it's pretty clear just doing the math. You're paying them, they are making really good money off of drivers every day. So what this company, Hum, is asking for is pennies. Let me know in the comments. I'll catch you in the next video. And as always, subscribe to the channel. It's your boy, Tim. Catch you next time.